David Menzies for Rebel News here in Richmond Hill, Ontario. And folks, I'm at the Richmond Hill Centre for the Performing Arts. The reason for me coming here, well, there is the 4th anniversary commemoration of the Ukrainian Airlines flight that was shot down in January of 2020 over Iran. 179 innocent civilians died. Now, as you might know from a previous report at this very venue, I was arrested and detained in a police cruiser, apparently for committing the crime of asking insensitive questions to our Deputy Prime Minister, Fraulein Freeland. However, I bumped into Nasser Pooli. He is what I would call the #1 Persian freedom fighter here in Canada. You are not going to believe his story. Now, Nasser, as I said in the preamble, we were here to cover the event. You were here, my friend, because tragically you have some skin in the game in terms of that horrific terrorist attack. You lost a friend 4 years ago. A family member on that.
Members.
Plural. Okay, then. First of all, Nasser, what were the names of your family members that were lost?
I prefer not to say it in here if you don't mind.
I understand. I mean, folks, you have to understand. Nasser has...
Actually, you know what? I don't mind it. Mujgan Daneshmand and Pedram Musavi from University of Alberta with their 2 children.
And I can understand your hesitation. You have enemies in this country. You're often wearing a bulletproof vest. That is the state of affairs. But you came here to show your respects, to watch the vigil, and when you went in to the venue, what happened?
When I told the gentleman that they were 2 private guys in suit, and when they arrested you, and then when I told him, I said, de-escalate this. There is no need for this. This is unnecessary. And then after, when they put you in the truck, and then we start going inside the door, immediately he calls me by name. He says, Nasser, you're not allowed to come in here. I said, excuse me? He said, oh, it's by ticket only. I said, where was the ticket sold? And then he says, oh, it's sold out. And then he went inside. And immediately I asked Susan to start the live video. But we have it in the videotape, what he was saying. We didn't have a live video. Then she started the live video. We went inside. And then they said, oh, tickets were sold. Tickets are sold out. I said, where was the ticket selling that I didn't know about it? Then he left. Another gentleman comes in. He says, oh, was by email invitations only, friends and families. I said, I'm a family member. He says, by email only. Email was sent to only certain people to come in here, and friends and families. And then...
And Nasser, did you explain to them that you have 2 lost relatives on this flight?
Yes. They said you bring your email. And that's what they said. But I hadn't received the emails. Anyhow. And then all of a sudden I see from the Communist Party that they are active in Toronto area. They have an email. I saw the email. They had sent the email. Obviously, they were checking the email by email. I see her there. I said, oh my God, the Communist people, Communist Party can go in. I can't. And how does this happen? Anyhow.
You know what, Nasser, if I may, yeah, it's crazy that they'll let communists in rather than somebody who is trying to mourn his family members on that flight. But let's face it, communists are losers. What I find really egregious is we have senior members of the Liberal government here, including the Prime Minister himself, and 4 years after this absolutely grotesque act of terrorism, because that's what it was, the IRGC is still not recognized as a terrorist group. Why?
It puzzles me, Mr. Menzies. It's not just that. They have lot of, as per own them saying, that lot of IRGC family members, we see police officer of the Iran that has tortured Iranian people, arrested Iranian people, and that he freely comes to Canada, and they're all over Vancouver, they are in Toronto, all over the places. And I am puzzled, really. You mean the Canadian government tells us We have 10,000 people, we have put them under the sanction. I want to see that list. I want to see those names. 10,000 people, when you are claiming 10,000 people that have been sanctioned, I want to see that list. I want to see that names. And what else is holding you back? How come all this money launderings? How come all these exchanges in Canada? None of them been getting arrested. What's going on?
Nasser, is that the real unspoken reason behind why this government is so soft on terrorists and terrorist groups? Is there some kind of money angle here? Is somebody perhaps getting paid off?
I think a lot of people are getting paid off. This is my perspective, my opinion, my vision, that's the only thing you can let the terrorists or people that they have violated the human rights in Iran, you let them in Canada. And this is what's happening. They can kill Iranian young people. They can kill Iranian young children or girls and boys. That doesn't matter, I guess. But people, they transfer money from Iran to Qatar and to Dubai or Turkey, and then some of the real estate agents, they transfer money to buy properties. Property gets bought, and then they sell the property for lower amount immediately, or they make a profit out of it, and the money cashed in Canada, or cryptocurrency. And you tell me, why do I know more than the CSIS? Why do I have to know more than the CSIS? You mean CSIS doesn't know, RCMP doesn't know, the other police organizations don't know that? This is ridiculous. When are we going to stop this?
And you know, Nasser, as you know, I've lived in Richmond Hill for 25 years now. I can tell you there is a significant Persian minority here. I believe it's as high as 14%. My dealings with the Persian community have been absolutely positive. I have Persian friends. I patronize Persian businesses here. The one exception to that rule is the member of parliament for this very riding we're standing in, Majid Johari. He is a supporter of the regime, whereas all the Persians I've met fled the regime. They didn't like the tyranny. He has had secret meetings with Iranian government officials. How does that guy get elected?
Iranian MPs. See, when he had a meeting with Iranian MPs, he was not the only one. There was other police officers beside him. We have the pictures. And when these people, they meet with these MPs, at that time, by the way, Iranian government was under the sanctions. Under what laws and rules in Canada they met with them? Did they meet on behalf of Canadian people?